Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry if the screen looks tilted. I'm having issues with my ring light and it's kind of tilted and doesn't want to be straight, so it looks okay, but I can't be sure, so hopefully it's fine. Also, ignore my crazy hair today. It's a rainy day here. It's supposed to rain all day, and you know, sometimes you just don't feel like fixing your hair, especially if it's going to get messed up the minute you go outside. So anyways, guys, today is going to be my everything I crocheted this week video, where I share all the crochet projects that I have worked on in the last 7 days, and I'm really happy with what I got done this week. So I mainly worked on a couple bigger items, but I also have some smaller amigurumi to show you, so I'm going to start out with those. I am also making a 2023 temperature blanket, my first one ever, and I post updates on those on Tuesdays. It's called Temperature Blanket Tuesday. So I've posted one official update so far. I do have a playlist all about my temperature blanket. There's 3 videos in there that I will link below if you want to check those out. But let's just go ahead and get started. So the cutest thing that I made this week, in my opinion, has got to be this donut. So I have been wanting to make an amigurumi donut for a long time now, and just haven't taken the time to do it. And I was just really kind of wanting to work with my Forever Fleece finer yarn. I have a lot left over from when it was on clearance at Michael's last year, and y'all have probably heard me talk about it if you've been here a while, but it's my favorite yarn and it's discontinued. They do have the regular Bernat Forever Fleece, but I like the smaller version. I haven't actually used the regular version. I probably need to pick some up, but just how cute is that? I love it. The size is perfect. It's kind of really just like a regular size donut, maybe slightly bigger, but the sizing is pretty spot on. This was so super quick to make. I mean, it probably took 45 minutes total, or an hour maybe, to make. Yeah, and I just really love it. It's super cute. And then the next thing is this mushroom. So my brother asked me to make him a couple natural looking mushrooms, so I need to make another one of these, but this came out really good size. It's not too big, not too small, and I just used Bernat blanket for this. And I think both of these were Bernat baby blanket, but it's it came out really good. And this pattern was by Happy Berry Crochet. Again, I will link all patterns below that I mentioned today. And that donut was by Rose and Lily, I think. I'll find out for sure and link it. But anyways, this mushroom was just fun and quick to make. Really, really super quick to make. And then figure out where I'm going to put everything. Okay. And then the next thing is for my neighbor's daughter. She asked me to make this little cute dinosaur for her, and I made this out of the Just Chenille yarn. And here he is, or she is, right here. I did kind of mess up on the spikes, and you can see it's a little bit crooked, but it's okay. I'm not really a perfectionist, so I'm okay with it, and I think she will be too. So he has his little hands here, and little face, little tail, and yeah, I just think he came out really cute. I probably could have filled it a little bit more, but I do really like him. He's cute, and I hope she likes him too. She is, I think, 11 or 12, so yeah, hopefully she'll love it. And then the next thing is my Mosaic pillowcase. So I finally got the front panel done. There is that. And this is using the Red Heart Retro stripes and a Mainstays white acrylic. I've been working on this for quite a while. You know, I'll kind of put it up for a while and then work on it for a while. So I'm really happy to finally have this done. Also, if you've never done Mosaic crochet, look at how beautiful the back is as well. And then I started on the back panel, but here's the thing about the back panel. So the pattern called for single crochet, and I'm loving the way that that looks. It's just like that perfect neon rainbow. It is so beautiful, but my patience level is not very good. And this Red Heart Retro Stripes yarn is very stiff and scratchy, which is good for a decorative pillow because it will be durable. So I'm happy about that, but it's a little bit, you know, more difficult to work with. And I was like, man, I love the way this looks. It's making a really tight, thick fabric, but I cannot stand to do single crochets for that long. I could have done it, but I was just like, whatever. I know that I would put it away and not work on it if I was going to do single crochets the whole way. So I decided to switch to double crochets. So you can see I've done 2 rows of that. And of course the rainbow is probably not going to look as pretty, and it is going to have more of spacing between, but I'm fine with it. This is the back. I'm totally cool with it. All you're going to see is the front, and that's my biggest concern. So I'm fine with this. My goal now is just to get this done as fast as I can before I lose momentum on it so that I can get it on the pillow and be done with it and enjoy it. So hopefully, maybe by next week's video, it will be done. Wish me luck. Okay, and then the last thing that I worked on this week, and I worked on this a lot this week, is that Stony Shore pullover, but now it's a cardigan. So Evelyn and Peter is who created this pattern, and she has the 2 patterns. She has the Stony Shore cardigan, which came out first, and then the Stony Shore pullover, which came out second. And she uses the Lion Brand Heartland yarn for the cardigan, and then something similar for the pullover. But I decided to use this Mount Rainier Tweed Heartland colorway that I got for Christmas. And originally I was going to do the pullover, but I was too in a rush and did not do a gauge swatch. I learned my lesson, guys. I am horrible about doing gauge swatches, mainly because up until this year, I haven't really done any projects that necessarily needed a gauge swatch. But as I've realized, and you guys have told me, clothing needs to be gauge swatched. So I will do that in the future for sure. Even though it's a hassle and I feel like it's a waste of time, it's not. It's totally not a waste of time. And what is a waste of time is not doing a gauge swatch and then having your thing be the wrong size. So with all that being said, the pullover was looking way too wide for me. So she has very inclusive sizes. Her sizes range from extra small up through 5X. So I love that. I am a small medium, but I tend to like my things a little bit oversized. So I go for a medium most of the time. So I worked up the medium for the pullover and it was just looking way too wide. I held it up across one of my other sweaters and it was definitely much wider. So I just want to thank you guys first of all for all your advice. So many of you had such awesome advice, so thank you so much. I will definitely stockpile all the info in here and next time I will be able to utilize some of that awesome advice. But what I decided to do is instead of frogging it or whatever else, I decided to just do the cardigan pattern. So thankfully, the back panel of the cardigan and the pullovers worked exactly the same. So this now, I have the back panel done for the cardigan, and I'm fine if the cardigan is a little bit big. It's totally cool with me. It'll just be like a small blanket that I can wrap myself in. So I'm fine with the sizing on that, but she uses the bead stitch here, alternating rows of double crochet and bead stitch, and I really love the bead stitch. I've never used it before and it's really, really beautiful. And then I did start on, I'm about halfway through one of the front panels, so of course you make 2 for the cardigan and then the sleeves. But so here is one of the front panels, about halfway done, and that is the hole for the pocket. And I'm really excited to get this done. Like, I have not lost motivation at all to get this done. I have been working on it all the time. Every day at least I do a couple rows. So really, really excited to get this done. And I just really love this colorway. I love that it has that gray neutral base, but then it has all of those flecks of color in it. I'm such a color loving person, so I need a little bit of color in my projects to keep me interested, or maybe a lot of color. If you've seen my temperature blanket, you should definitely go and check out that if you haven't already. So that is it for everything I crocheted this week. And this video is way shorter than a lot of my recent ones have been. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing what all I worked on this week. I love that little donut. The mushroom's super cool. Super happy to have the front panel of that mosaic pillow done, and super happy to be one step closer to getting this cardigan done, because I already have another cardigan by Evelyn and Peter on my radar. So I want to get this one done so I can start another one. I think cardigans might be one of my new favorite things to make. But also I wanted to mention real quick, one of my very close friends, fellow YouTuber Shannon from Shannon Talks Yarn, she posted a beautiful shawl today that she made to enter in her county fair. It is absolutely gorgeous. You guys should totally go and check it out. I will link her video below, but it is so beautiful. She used a number 1 weight yarn, and I'm like dying now to make something out of a 1 weight yarn. So definitely go check out her project. She's totally inspired me. I know she will inspire you too. So anyways, guys, let me get the Bible verse and I will be right back. Okay, so the verses today is Matthew 5 verses 43 through 44. And it is, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." And so this is Jesus speaking, and like, wow. Such a simple verse, and I think a lot of times it's easy for us to just read right over that, but think about that for a second. The world does teach us to love others, but if someone doesn't like you or has something to say about you, then you just write them off. You don't let them bother you. You don't speak to them anymore. You may gossip about them, all that stuff. Isn't that what the world does? Now, right now, our culture is trying to say, show positivity and love to everybody. But when you get down to it, that's a great concept, but I don't see a lot of that happening, especially on the internet. So our world does do that. We tend to love the people who love us and hate the people who hate us. But Jesus says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. And that is difficult, to love people who have hurt us in some way, have slandered us, or abused us even in some of our cases. I know that there are many people out there who have gone through horrific things in your life. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. But this is such a good lesson for us, because isn't it so true that whenever we hold hatred in our heart towards somebody, that really it's holding us captive. A lot of times it's not hurting that person. We want to be angry with people a lot of times because we feel like in some way it will hurt them like they hurt us. But in reality, all that hatred does is hurt us on the inside, and it hurts our relationship with the Lord too, because He forgave us of our horrible sins that we commit and our horrible thoughts that we think. We've been saved from so much that He expects us to forgive as well. And He definitely has to work in our hearts to forgive certain people, especially people who have done those really horrific things to us. It takes the power of God to be able to forgive people like that, and I'm so thankful that He helps us in that. But this is such a great reminder to just pray for your enemies. And that is one thing I try to instill in my kids. Is my older son has had a little bit of issues at school, and I always tell him, pray for that person. You don't know what they're going through at home. You don't know what their parents are like. So just pray for them. Pray for them. And yeah, I just think that that is an amazing lesson that we can all learn from and that we all need to keep in mind. When it's easy to lash out and want to do the same things to others that they have done to us, just remember that that doesn't honor God. But what does honor God is to give it to Him, ask Him to help you to forgive that person, to not have a hard heart, and to pray for that person that they would be saved and that their heart would be transformed so that they couldn't hurt other people, so that they won't hurt other people either, or you anymore. So anyways, guys, I hope that that kind of gives you something to think about as it has me. And I pray that you guys have an awesome rest of your week and weekend. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys have been working on. Definitely leave me a comment below. I love to chat with you guys. Let me know what you're working on, what has been your favorite project that you worked on this week. I know a lot of you are working on temperature blankets, and that's been so much fun. So definitely come back on Tuesday to see my update on that. And anyways, I could sit here and talk with you guys all day, but I'm gonna go. So may God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.